Hey, what's up? My name is Tyson Brown and I want to welcome you to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. This is Australia's top health and fitness podcast to help you lose weight, look good with your shirt off, feel confident in your body, and finally achieve the goals you want with your health and fitness. So 5 days a week, I'm going to be giving you top information from myself and also from leading experts in the field so you know everything you need to do to get in the best shape of your life. From nutrition to mindset to workout, everything is covered in this podcast and you need to go nowhere else. So like I said, it's going to be 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, in your ears with quick actionable segments that you can implement straight away, because the most important thing is that you can put these things into play. Also, if you listen all the way to the end of the episode, you're going to get 2 special gifts that you can download upon listening to it. So make sure you listen all the way to the end to get those free gifts, okay? So let's get into the episode. Fat loss 201. Good morning. Or is it 102? I'm not sure. I don't know about this American thing. It is the same day. I've talked to you before, but it's going to be a different podcast. And we talked about Fat Loss 101. I talked about making fat loss as simple as possible, how to get in a calorie deficit, and how to keep that calorie deficit. So today, what I want to talk to you about is, once you know how many calories you need. Now, if you forgot, I'll give you a quick reminder. If you're a male, it's 24 times your body weight in kilos. If you're a female, it's 22 times your body weight in kilograms. And then from there, you multiply it by your activity level from 1.1 to 1.6. Remember, 1.6 is extremely active. If you're a construction worker, you're on your feet all day. 1.3 would be like you're doing 10 to 12,000 steps. And you're probably training 3 to 5 times a week. I'd say about 3 times a week. And then you multiply it between those. If you're very sedentary and you don't train, 1.1 or 1.2. Then from there, you take away 500 calories a day, and that's going to give you a calorie deficit for the week to lose a pound a week. And that's as simple as I want to make it. So today, we are going to be talking about what matters after you know how many calories you need. And the second order of importance is protein. Why is protein important? Well, a few reasons. It's going to help you build lean muscle, because studies have actually shown you can build lean muscle in a deficit, which is interesting because for years I told people, oh, you can't build lean muscle in a calorie deficit. Oh, the research doesn't show, rah. And you know what's true? I just didn't look at the research right. So I was telling people they can't build in a calorie deficit, so the reason they need protein is to maintain it. But you can actually gain it in a calorie deficit. So I was wrong on that bit. It's actually funny. I still would tell people eat lots of protein, because even though you can't gain muscle, you've got to maintain it. So I was still like giving people the right recommendations. But I was just saying, oh, you can't build muscle on a calorie deficit, when you surely can. So in saying that, protein is important for building lean muscle, for maintaining lean muscle, for repairing tissue in your body, for your hair, for your eyelashes, for your fingernails, there are so many things proteins do in the body. And we think about it like, you hear personal trainers like myself and others always talk about it for muscle building or things like that, but it's like, whoa, that's like the last thing the body wants to do, because there's an order of importance of like what protein does in the body. And building muscle is not an important thing, and that's why it's last. It's like the last priority, and that's why we actually need so much protein. It's because the body wants to do so many other things, and it's like we have to give it extra to say, hey, there's spare protein here so you can use it to build lean muscle. And that's why it's such a high recommendation. So we're talking about the importance of it. So let's say it's for tissue repair, hair repair, a lot of other functions in the body. And it's also going to help keep you satiated, because it's such a filling macronutrient. It's going to help make dieting easier, because what you're doing is it takes the body longer to break down. It's more filling. It takes longer for you to eat protein. And so what that's doing is it's going to help you adhere to your diet better because you're having more protein, right? So, protein recommendations. Depending whether you're in kilos or pounds, is going to be a little bit of difference, but it's not a huge difference. So it's pretty simple. 1 gram per pound of body weight or 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for me, 83 kilos, I need 165 grams of protein, 166 grams of protein. If I was 190 pounds, I need 190 pounds of protein. 190 grams of protein. 190 pounds of protein would be ridiculous. And that's as simple as you keep it. People are like, wow, that's so high, I'm 200 pounds. It's like, yes, okay. Like, you're getting a higher recommendation because the higher you aim, the more protein you're trying to get, the better. You can eat less. Like the minimum you'd want to get is like I think it's 0.6 grams per pound, or like 1.3 grams per kilogram body weight. If I'm correct, I actually don't know that because I always just recommend the higher dosages. And it's like, oh, Tyson, I'm 200 pounds. Okay, you're 200 pounds, you need 200 grams of protein. People are like, that's so much. It is, but guess what? If you're aiming for 200 and you're reaching 170, that's fantastic. That's better than doing that or going, oh, I've been told I only need 150 and I'm only getting 120. Because remember, like I said, muscle building, muscle preservation, muscle in itself is the last thing the body wants to protect, or the last thing the body needs. So it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to undereat when you want to try and get those protein needs as high as possible to be met, so you can make sure you're gaining muscle in your deficit or maintaining muscle at least, okay? Because it also depends on genetics too, whether you're going to gain it, maintain it, lose it, whatever it's going to be. So talking about that, 2 grams per kilogram, 1 gram per pound. So for me, I need 170 grams of protein a day. For you, it might be 150, whatever it's going to be. So now you know how much protein you need. The next thing you do is that I want you to divide that up by the number of meals you're eating. So let's say you are eating 4 meals a day, you need 160 grams of protein. That's 4 meals consisting of 40 grams of protein each meal. If you eat 6 meals a day and you're 160, what's that? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, about like 25. Nah, you probably wouldn't want to have 6 meals a day. But whatever you're having, you divide that by the number, because you want to try and evenly portion out your protein. Having more protein at night is probably a good thing because you're going to be going to bed, you're not going to be eating for a while, so you want slower digesting. So for me, I eat about 185 grams of protein a day. I eat more than recommended just because I like protein. So I'll have more protein at night, slower digesting, my cottage cheese, my casein protein, something like that to keep me full. And just because I do my intermittent fasting, so I'm not going to be eating for a long time. So I want that slow trickle effect. But for you, dividing that number of protein you need up by the number of meals, so you know every meal you've got to be hitting a certain amount of protein. You want to aim to get above 25 grams per meal, because you need to activate this thing called muscle protein synthesis, and you need a certain amount of leucine. Now, you don't really need to know too much about that. Basically, all I want to tell you is that you need to eat more than 25 grams of protein per meal to activate this thing, okay? That's what you need to think about. So, that's keeping it as simple as possible. You know how much protein you need to eat, 2 times your body weight in kilograms, 1 gram per pound. Then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to divide that up into the number of meals. And you want to roughly have it evenly spread out between the meals, depending on personal preference. Because I do my intermittent fasting, I'm actually having 3 meals a day. So my first meal's at 12 p.m, second meal's at 4 p.m, third meal's at 8 p.m, 7:30 p.m. And so I'm having like 40 to 50 grams per serving. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm having 50, 70, I'm pretty sure. 170 grams. Yeah, 50, 70 is what I go. And like, that's a lot of protein in the last meal, but it keeps me full. It stops me from overeating. Now for me, that's not the most optimal thing. The most optimal thing is I'd probably want to eat about 4 meals a day, and I want to spread it a little bit more evenly, but optimal versus what's sustainable, that's sustainable for me. And the same thing goes for you. If you're like, oh, optimally, I've got to spread out my protein, but I like having more at dinner because I like to keep full, and that's just how it works for me, great, that's cool. And you've got to figure out what works best for you. And the same thing when it comes to like, oh, Tyson, you said eat 2 times my body weight in protein, and I've got to eat 160, but I'm eating only 140. Am I missing out on my gains? Am I going to lose muscle? It's like, no, you're missing 20 grams. But if you're not getting over that 100 gram mark, that's when you got a problem. So that's where I would start. If you're very low and you just heard me recommend these numbers and you're starting to freak out, just start with trying to get over that 100 gram mark. Then work to the 110. Then work, slowly work yourself up and just try and increase a little bit better. And eventually you're going to hit your number. So that's the basics of protein. That's the importance of protein. In the next episode, I'm going to talk to you about macronutrients, where to find your protein sources, where to find your carbs, where to find your fats. So, if you need help with protein, or if you've got questions about it, or if you want to tell me how much protein you need to eat every day, you can send me a DM to @TysonTheTrainer with 2 R's on Instagram, and I'll speak to you next time. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. So now you've listened all the way to the end. That means you get some free goodies. So what you can do is you've got 2 different options, or you can take them both. I've got an intermittent fasting cheat sheet and a high protein 20 recipe meal guide designed specifically for you in your situation. These meal plans and this intermittent fasting guide is designed to help you burn stubborn belly fat and get in the best shape of your life. So all you have to do is go to the show notes, click on the download link, and they'll get sent straight to your email address. It's as simple as that. They're completely free. They're going to help you transform your body. So go to the show notes now and download the free guides, and I'll speak to you in the next episode.